The Wendy's Trap, a chilling horror tale. It was the early hours of the morning, 4 a.m. to be precise. The highway stretched before me like a dark, endless ribbon as I journeyed toward Florida. My car was my sanctuary. The low hum of the engine and faint rhythm of tires against the asphalt, my only companions. Hunger gnawed at me, so when I saw a sign for Wendy's, it felt like an oasis in a desert. The parking lot was eerily quiet, bathed in the dim glow of a solitary street lamp. One other car, a beat-up sedan, sat parked in the farthest corner of the lot, half shrouded by the encroaching woods. I pulled into the drive-thru, but no one answered my greeting at the intercom. Checking my phone, I realized the restaurant didn't open until 6 a.m. Frustrated, I was about to leave when 3 sharp knocks rattled my window. I whipped my head to the right, my heart leaping into my throat. A man stood outside, his face stretched into an unsettling smile. He gestured for me to lower the window. Reluctantly, I rolled it down a crack. "Hey," he said, "place isn't open yet. My car's over there and the battery's dead. Could you give me a jump start?" Every instinct screamed at me to refuse, to drive away. But guilt crept in. Leaving him stranded felt wrong. With hesitation, I agreed. He directed me to pull my car next to his. The sedan was parked in a shadowy corner, its hood already popped open. I got out, fumbling with the jumper cables, the cool night air suddenly feeling oppressive. He worked quickly, attaching the clamps, but as he tried starting his car, it didn't work. "Give it a minute," he said, his voice calm but strangely devoid of urgency. The unease in my gut grew stronger. He stepped away, phone in hand, speaking rapidly in Spanish. Though I couldn't understand the words, the tone was sharp, conspiratorial. I glanced around nervously, the solitude of the parking lot pressing down on me like a weight. Suddenly, the roar of engines shattered the silence. 2 pickup trucks barreled into the lot from opposite sides, their headlights slicing through the darkness. They skidded to a stop behind my car, boxing me in. My blood turned to ice. I realized too late that I had been set up. My hands shook as I yanked the cables off my car's battery and slammed the hood shut. The man's smile had shifted, now a sinister, predatory grin. He didn't move, just watched as the truck doors opened and several men stepped out. I didn't think. I just ran. The woods loomed ahead like a dark mouth, and I plunged into them without looking back. Branches whipped at my face and legs as I sprinted deeper, the sound of my own ragged breaths mixing with the crunch of footsteps behind me. My foot caught on something, a root or a rock, and I fell hard, biting back a cry as pain shot through my knee. I stayed down, curling into myself, trying to make my breathing as quiet as possible. The men's voices were close, speaking in hurried Spanish. Flashlights flickered through the trees, beams cutting dangerously close to where I hid. I pressed my forehead into the dirt, silently praying they wouldn't find me. Minutes passed like hours. The voices faded, replaced by the distant hum of engines. I waited until the silence was absolute before daring to move. My legs were shaky as I stumbled back toward the parking lot, my heart pounding with every step. When I emerged, the scene was a nightmare. The trucks were gone, as was the man's sedan. My car sat alone, its rear window smashed in. My suitcase, my bags, everything I had packed for the trip, gone. A sickening sense of violation washed over me. The police arrived quickly after I called, but their sympathy did little to comfort me. The officer explained that the sedan had fake plates, and the trucks had no plates at all. My belongings were likely long gone, sold or discarded. I gave my statement, but I knew there was little chance of justice. I drove home in a daze, the long road stretching out before me, empty and cold. That night changed me. Trusting strangers felt impossible after that. The man's smile, the headlights of the trucks, the cold darkness of the woods, all of it haunted me. It wasn't just theft. It was a trap, a carefully planned ambush that could have ended far worse. To this day, I wonder what might have happened if I hadn't run. The thought chills me more than the night itself.